This sweet class is inspired by the goddess Tara. She's a bodhisattva, goddess of compassion. Start in a simple cross-legged seat. Palms face up on your thighs, thumb and index finger touching in Jnana Mudra. Think about someone that you would do anything for, someone who makes your heart smile, who makes you feel like you're filled with the milk of compassion. Practice for them. Walk your right hand over to the side, stretch your left arm up and over the head. Go the other way, left hand crawls alongside of you, right arm up and over, back and forth a few times, really soft, like your arm is forming a sweet little canopy or umbrella over your head. Feel the grace in your fingers as the thumb and index finger continue to connect in Jnana Mudra in each hand. The other three fingers gently outstretched. One more time each way, like you're washing the sky with your hands. Come up through center, take your right leg long, left knee bent, Janu Shirshasana style. Lift your arms up, twist to the left and drop your hands. Left hand is behind you. Sweep your hips up, sweep your right arm up, little stargazer, peel the heart open. And then sit down and fold over your right leg into Janu. And do that a few times, so arms going up. Take a twist to the left and drop your hands. Lean onto the back hand, raise your hips, stand on your left shin, toss your right arm back, and then come down and pour your way out over that right leg. Rising up, stretch your arms up, turn and twist. Lean onto the back hand, stargazer, hips to the sky, heart peeling open. Come down, tumble over that right leg. Extend your spine out over the thigh, drop your head. Coming up, take your feet to the floor in front of you, your palms behind you, an upside down tabletop. Pelvis lifts as the head falls back with a deep ah. And then coming down for Baddha Konasana, feet together, lift your spine tall, and then pour yourself forward. Let your head melt down. And we'll do that on the other side. The Janu, left leg out, right knee bent. Reach your arms up by your ears. Twist to the right, drop the hands. Lean onto the right hand, raise your hips and arm. Tilt the head back, expose your throat. And then come and fold over your long leg. And we'll do it like that twice more. First reaching up, taking a twist. Then leaning onto the back hand to find your back bend. And then coming down to pour forward into the forward fold. Once more, reach up. Twist and then stargazer. Stargazer tumbles down into the Janu Shirshasana. Let the head go. Then as you climb your way up from this one, taking that tabletop, feet down, hands behind you, pelvis high, your soft throat opening, a big exhale, releasing the weight of the day. Bring your feet together as you sit down, Baddha Konasana, stretch your heart forward, melt your head. And then coming up, we'll move on from here. Close your knees. Come up and make your way onto all fours, hands and knees. And from there, tucking toes into downward dog. Take a moment to settle your bones in downward dog. You can bend the knees. And then bending the knees quite a bit, ripple out through the spine and then back into down dog. So kind of like waves through the spine in your downward dog. You can start from the tailbone, ripple out through the crown, and then try to go the other way. Start from the crown and ripple down to the tailbone. Just get all snaky in your downward dog. It doesn't have to look perfect, don't worry. Anything goes here. Express whatever you feel through this vehicle of the body. Take another breath like that, and then just let it settle into down dog. Drop to your knees, child's pose. And from child's pose, stretch your arms forward. Look through your hands. And from there, you're going to glide out into a soft cobra. And then round back into child's pose. Tuck yourself in. And we'll do that a few times. So looking forward, slide through spinal extension, back bend, and then rounding, spinal flexion. So really making space for your lungs to breathe here, cracking all sides of the heart open so nothing is stuck around that cage that covers your heart. A few more times, gliding through into your soft cobra and really rounding as you tuck back into child's pose. And then from the next one, child's pose, you can tuck your toes under, come into downward facing dog. And in your down dog, lift your right leg up to the sky. Bend the knee, you can start to tip the hip open, but try to keep lifting your left lung. Keep lifting the left shoulder, and then take your right foot all the way up between your hands. Both hands coming inside that foot for a lizard. The back knee can come down. You can bring the elbows down if you have the room, but no worries if you can't. You can stay on your palms. Let gravity have you here. Let the earth hold your bones. Be received. Looking forward, you can climb back up onto your palms, tuck the back toes, downward facing dog. Drop to your knees, child's pose, arms long, look through the hands, slide into cobra, and then tuck back into child's pose with a rounded spine. Coming up through all fours, curl your toes, Adho Mukha Svanasana, down dog. Left toes reach up for the sky. Bend the knee, opening the hip, but careful not to collapse on the right side. Draw the right hip back. Move things around, shake it out, and then take the left foot all the way up to the top of the mat for lizard. Hands inside the foot. Back knee gently kisses the ground. Stay on palms or lower down to your forearms. Let the head drop. Let the shoulders release the weight of whatever they've been carrying. Maybe it's something that's not even yours. If at any point it feels challenging, you just think back on that person who makes your heart smile and fill up with the milk of compassion for them. Come up, step back, downward dog. From downward dog, fall to your knees, child's pose, and then glide through the hands, Bhujangasana, cobra, and rounding deeply back into your child. Come up through all fours, tuck your toes, down dog, right leg flies high behind you, bend the knee, open the hip. This time, tip your dog over, wild thing, fall backwards, right hand on the heart. Let your heart bounce up into your hand. Let your head surrender back, the breath sliding along the back of your throat, making an ocean sound. And then slowly coming out, down dog, right leg high. Take a breath in. Exhale, the right foot steps forward, lizard, hands inside that foot. Go a little deeper this time, add a twist. Right hand can come to right thigh as it rolls open, or it can reach back for your left foot. Some of you might even put your left forearm down. No need to force anything though. Be kind to yourself. Let the tailbone release its weight forward as the heart climbs around to the sky. Be in no rush as you transition, letting go gently, stepping back, downward facing dog. From down dog, roll out to plank and lowering just halfway, chaturanga, upward facing dog, lift your thighs. Downward facing dog, roll over the toes and land. Left foot up to the sky behind you with an open hip and a bent knee. You can start that tumble backwards into your wild thing. Left hand placed carefully upon your own heart. Maybe you can feel your heartbeat under your hand. Stay for one more sweet long breath in and out. And then being so mindful in the in-between, start to dissolve, come back into one leg down dog. And step your left foot up between your hands, finding your lizard palms to the earth inside your foot. And the left knee can turn out. You can take your hand to the thigh, press it open and twist, or you can reach for the back foot. And let the way that you move through the space between be steady and mindful. Release and step back, downward dog. Roll out to plank and catch it in chaturanga. Urdhva Mukha, up dog, and Adho Mukha, down dog. Walk your hands back into a squat at the back of the mat, catching a prayer at the heart, allowing the weight of you to settle down. And then from squat, standing, reach your arms up into a standing back bend and then circle them out and open, come to Tadasana. Step your right foot all the way up to the front of the mat, turn to the side, goddess pose. And in your goddess, take your left forearm to your thigh, reach your right arm over your ear. The toes are turned out and the knees are following the path of the toes. Press your thighs back, scoop your heart open. Changing sides, stay low through the pelvis, right forearm to right thigh, left arm like that canopy right over your head. Yana Mudra with both hands, both lungs full with breath with each inhale. Tender and soft with each exhale. Come back through center. Gomukhasana arms, right elbow points up, left elbow points down. You can catch a little sway through the hips and then just find center and let it settle. Stand on your legs now, straighten the knees out, turn the toes forward and fold with Gomukhasana arms. If you need something to bridge the gap between your hands, no problem. You can always just grab your shirt too. Another full breath. And then you can release the hands and just let them fall into your wide-legged forward fold. Look up halfway, walk it around to the front, step back, downward facing dog. Roll out into plank pose, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, up dog, wash it away. Exhale, downward dog. From downward facing dog, walk your hands back to your feet, squatting at the back of the mat, hands gather in a prayer. From there, you can add a headstand, take your forearms to the ground, clasp your hands, and come up into Shirshasana A, the supported headstand. If it's not in your practice, stay in your squat. That's not a problem at all. Draw your navel gently back towards your spine. Press your feet up to the sky as if you're standing on the clouds in your headstand. One more long Ujjayi breath in your headstand. Trace it all the way in, all the way out. And as you come down, can you land right back in that squat? And if you are staying in a nice long squat, good, we'll meet you there. Standing all the way up, circle your arms out and up, touch the palms, and then lower them down, Tadasana. Stepping this time, the left foot forward, turning to the long side of the mat. Goddess pose, bend the knees, turn the toes out. You can go deeper this time now, taking your left hand down to the inside of your left foot, right arm over the ear. If that's too much, do like we did before. Put your left forearm on your thigh and take it that way, sort of a modified side angle. And then swim up and over to the other side, right hand to the floor or right elbow to the thigh, left arm over the ear and both knees pressing back. And then as you rise up, Gomukhasana, arms, left elbow points up, right elbow down. Snuggle in, shake your hips a little, side to side, get low, and then press into the earth. Straighten your legs, turn the toes forward, and hinge at the hips to fold. Wide-legged fold with Gomukhasana arms. The arms helping to draw the spine long out of the bowl of the pelvis. Head is heavy, jaw is relaxed. Let the arms go softly. Walk yourself around to the front, step back, downward facing dog. Roll out into plank, go through your vinyasa, your rinse cycle. Chaturanga into up dog, and up dog rolls into down dog. And then from down dog, drop to your knees, child's pose. You can take your hands in a prayer, tap the prayer behind your head, a reverent child's pose. Roll up, stand on your knees, set up for Ustrasana, the camel, hands on your low back, peel your heart up and back. You can reach for your feet if you have the room, or you can keep your hands on your hips. Melt your heart softer and wider with every breath. And then come up slow, hands to the back, come up through the heart, sit down on your shins and pause. Coming out through hands and knees, tuck your toes. This time you can try camel from the ground up. Start by holding onto your feet and then ripple through the tailbone all the way through the crown, riding the wave of your breath into camel. If you want to come in the regular way, you can do that too. See if you can be softer to stay longer here, that you don't have to go to your most extreme pose. And maybe if you hold back a little bit, we can rest in the shape for a while. You can stay for 30 seconds, or who knows, a minute, even more. If you need to come out and rest, you can, but try to stay. And if you need to back off a little bit so that you can stay longer, do less and feel more. Expand more, soften more, breathe more. Hear the sound of that Ujjayi breath passing through the throat, locating you right here in your body in this moment. See if you can stay for 3 or 4 more breaths. And then so super slow, come down. Uncurl your toes, sit down on the tops of your feet. Try to stay in a place of no words, just feeling. And as you transition, you can make your way to your seat now. taking your legs into a wide straddle, Upavishta Konasana, we're going to go sideways, lean over towards your right leg, and then lean over towards your left leg, just swishing back and forth, mirroring what we did in the beginning of the practice. Side to side, arms like branches over your head, leaves rippling, the breeze rustling your leaves. And then you can go over to the right side and stay. You might hold the foot with one hand or two hands, but let it be mostly about the turning of your heart skyward. As if you could lay the back of your spine on your right thigh one day. Rising up on an inhale. Take your right knee, bend it, right foot to the floor. Set your left foot up like a Janu, Shirshasana, or half Baddha Konasana. Put your right hand just inside your right foot and your left hand on your heart. You can let your gaze drop towards your right foot and hand and let your heart get so soft underneath your hand. Think about sending compassion to anyone who really needs it right now. And then from there, hold on to that right foot with two hands. Start to rock it, bring it towards your chest. You can cradle the lower leg in your elbows if you have the room, or forklift it. And then stacking your shins, Agni Stambhasana, right ankle over left knee. If you need to modify more like a cross-legged pose, do that. That's fine. You can fold forward. Allow the head to softly drape down and the breath to be smooth. The mind like a clear blue sky. Thoughts are just passing clouds that you don't have to attach to. And then coming up, stretch your legs wide, Upavishta Konasana. Sway back and forth a few times, bend over to the right and the left, and the right and the left. Swishing. And then land on the left and stay. You can hold the foot if there's room, but no need to grasp for it. And as the great wave of your inhale lifts you up, step your left foot to the ground, bent knee in front of you. Right leg like Janu Shirshasana or half Baddha Konasana. Left hand on the floor in front of you, right hand on the heart. Feel your heartbeat. Feel your heart melt under your hand. Think of all the people you wish to send love and compassion to. And then take your left leg and you can hold the foot, bring it towards your heart and cradle the leg, rock a little bit side to side, getting ready for Agni Stambhasana, the ankle to knee pose. Left ankle over right knee, left knee over right ankle, or however you need to modify it. And then if you have the room to fold, go ahead and pour forward over your stacked shins. One more deep breath in and surrender it all out. Then rising up, can settle in for Shavasana, lie down. Leaving you with the sounds of the bugs and the bees and the birds today in your Shavasana. So you can enjoy and stay as long as you like. Namaste.